Hello everyone. So, uh, in our last video, we packaged our Java application as a Docker container. There are, on a high level, there are three steps in this tutorial where we are deploying a Java Spring Boot application to Kubernetes on Google Kubernetes engine. Those three steps are: first one is to create your um, Java Spring Boot application. Second is to Dockerize your application to create a container out of it, and third one is container orchestration, that is deploying your container on Google Kubernetes engine. First two steps on a high level we have finished. The third, we are going to start with the third step, which is deploying our application to Kubernetes. Okay, so we are at this step here: create your cluster. In our last video, like I said, in our last video we have already created a Docker container out of it. Now we are going to create our cluster. Okay, you're ready to create your GKE cluster. A cluster consists of Kubernetes API server managed by Google and a set of worker nodes. The worker nodes are compute engine VMs. The first step to make sure that the related API features are enabled is this one. We have already run this command. It is just going to see that the APIs are available and enabled for us. I'm going back to the Cloud Shell and typing this here, typing the command that they have given here. Let's see what's the output. So the command has run successfully, and it has to make sure that the command has run successfully, it is telling me operation this has finished successfully. Okay, it took me some time to run this command for some reason, so please make sure you're getting this finished successfully message. Okay, second step is to create a cluster with two N1 standard 1 nodes. It will take a few minutes to complete. It is asking me to copy this command here. Okay, it is going to create a hello Java cluster with two nodes. The machine type is going to be N1 standard 1, and the zone is going to be US Central 1. Okay, that is what this command is doing. It is creating the cluster. That is what we need to know. We don't have to remember the whole command. As soon as I clicked on enter, it is doing its thing. It is the cluster is being configured. What it did is, VPC native is a default mode during cluster creation, so that's the default mode it's running on, and we have to wait for this command to execute successfully. See, even here it is saying that it will take a few minutes to complete, so we will wait for this command to finish. Welcome back. So the command that we were running, it has completed, and it is saying the status is running. It has created a cluster named hello Java cluster with at this location. This is the region, and it is telling the master version, master IP, machine type, what is the type of the machine, node version or number of nodes that are running. There are two nodes running, and the status is running. Okay, and here also it was telling us in the end you should see the cluster created like this. Okay, alternatively you could create the cluster in the cloud console. To get there, navigation, go to navigation menu and Kubernetes engine clusters, create cluster. I am thinking let us go to the Kubernetes engine. Okay, because they have not told us to go to the Kubernetes clusters to see the clusters, but let us try and see. Okay, see here we can see the hello Java cluster created here. as well. So the same thing that you can do from the shell, you can do it from the UI. Okay, let us drill down, drill in, and see what all details it is showing. It is showing the same details, okay, rather more of them. What is the security, what is the metadata, what are the features, where are the logs. You can also see the GKE dashboard from here, all those things. Okay, so the cluster has been created successfully. We have validated that too. It's now, so they are here, they are also saying that you go and see the cluster created. Okay, it's now time to deploy your containerized app to Kubernetes cluster. We have, so in this step uh, we were trying to create the cluster, right? The cluster has been created. Now it is time to deploy our application that we had dockerized or containerized in Docker. Move it to the Kubernetes cluster that we just created. From now on, you'll use the kubectl command line. Already this kubectl is set up in Cloud Shell environments. Like we saw, JVM is already there. Similarly, kubectl will already also be there. The rest of the code lab requires the Kubernetes client and server version to be 1.2 or higher. Cloud Shell is handling all these things, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, kubectl version will show you the current version of the command, but still, if we want, we can just do a kubectl version. Let's do that. I'm going to zoom the Cloud Shell a bit more. Kubectl version. See, 1.2 or higher. It's way higher anyway. So we are fine with step number 6, that is creating our cluster. We'll move on to step number 7, deploying our application to Kubernetes, in our next video.